This video is proudly sponsored by TBC Live. It's as simple as that. If you want to build your NRL prediction knowledge, make sure you check out the TBC Live. Thumbs up if you think it is going to happen. Thumbs down if you think it's not going to happen. Tigers to score 2 tries in 10 minutes. We've got ya Melbourne Storm to make an error in 3 minutes. We've got ya plenty of players, plenty of fun. Build the leaderboard weekly, and every week there is also a bonus event. This week is the Storm and the Dolphins, in which you can win $50, all just for predicting footy and playing TBC Live. The best part about TBC Live is that it's free. So check out TBC Live on the App Store or Google Play Store today and join the ranks. Just click the link in my bio to download. Here's what I thought of every NRL game in finals week 1 as week 2 approaches this weekend. Starting off with the Panthers and the Roosters, the return of Nathan Cleary was a massive boost for the Panthers, and their forward pack was very impressive in the game as well. Isaac Tungo had a good game as well in the centres there, but it was all Cleary and Luai just leading around the park. Dylan Edwards playing through the injury that you could clearly see, but staying on the field. What a great effort by him. And then Cleary, he almost played the 80 minutes, but he was taken off towards the end after a big game there. As for the Roosters, there were moments in the game that they needed to win, and they didn't win those moments, whether it be high contests for the ball, whether it be completing your sets, where Penrith were doing that when they got the ball back. So, it was a big scoreline, obviously 30 points to 10 there in favour of the Penrith Panthers advancing to the prelim. Now the Roosters, obviously, as we'll get to, will face the Manly Sea Eagles for a spot in the prelim against the Melbourne Storm, which we'll get to the Melbourne Storm in just a moment. But yeah, I thought it wasn't the greatest game of football. I didn't think it was too entertaining. I thought the hype around it was really good. Looking forward to some finals footy. But again, Penrith looked very, very hard to beat this year. Now, next up was probably, I feel like it was a really good game. I don't know why, but I feel like Sharks and Storm was a really good game. Now, you had your usual suspects of Melbourne having a fantastic game. Obviously, by a country mile, man of the match, Harry Grant, scoring a hat-trick, setting up. He was brilliant. Munster, big game from him as well. Will Warbrick, there were lots of big players in this game. As for the Sharks, I actually don't think they were that bad. I think the Sharks lost like the Roosters, but in a way where they could have won those moments. I feel like the Sharks were getting back into the game and then started to let it slip away. If their defence gets better, I could see the Sharks potentially making a prelim and having a date with the Panthers potentially if they can get past the Cowboys this weekend. But yeah, I thought the Sharks weren't too bad. The only thing, I love Nicho Hynes, man, but right now, I just don't know if he should be in that side. He's $1 million player, and I didn't even notice him on the field until I saw his jersey at the end of the game shaking hands. So, I don't know, man. He was non-existent in that game. I thought Trindle was kicking well. I thought Kennedy was doing well at fullback. I think Talakai probably needs to do more as well. I think Talakai needs to get a little bit more involved. His form has dropped a little bit, but over and all, man, really entertaining game. And I think the Sharks kind of shown me that they can break this whole straight sets voodoo that they've had over the years. Just on those 2 games as well, I'm not going to bag refereeing, but there was 2 calls on the weekend that were absolutely ridiculous. The first one was Luke Keary holding back a Penrith player in the act of scoring, and no sin bin there. And the second one was the Josh King Captain's Challenge win from interference with the ruck when the Sharks player's foot was behind the ball. Absolutely ridiculous. And if that's the standard you set in the prelim, I hope that Josh King is awarded a penalty when a player touches him on the shoulder. Next up was the Cowboys and the Newcastle Knights. This game was not the greatest. I don't understand all this hype around. This was one of the best games of the year from the commentator. No, it wasn't. The Cowboys were awful. They got the chocolates in the end. The better team being Newcastle Knights, who shocked me, lost this game. There was some Ponga brilliance throughout the game. Dearden was great for the Cowboys. Drinkwater was great for the Cowboys. Lukey was great for the Cowboys as well. Kyle Felt. There were lots of great players for the Cowboys, but as a team, they weren't working as a whole, and they easily could have lost this game, and the scoreline does not reflect the game thanks to that late try at the end. Obviously, Cotter got that match winner try, but the other try obviously sealed the deal, and I just feel like the Cowboys need to be another level against the Sharks this week, because if they play like that, they're going to get beaten quite easily. Whereas Newcastle, they are going out. Their finals campaign is over. Really bad pass from Ponga to Gagai. I know it was catchable by Gagai, but that pass by Ponga, very unfortunate. But the Newcastle Knights thought they were very, very good. I thought Daniel Saifiti, if that was his last game for Newcastle, I thought he was brilliant. And he'll be off to the Dolphins from what I hear next year. But yeah, the Knights fans, I think they can hold their heads high, expecting a 13-plus loss. And, you know, the scoreline does not reflect the game, Knights fans. And the last game of finals saw the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs eliminated. The 2024 theory comes to an end. I was one of those people that jumped on the theory. Winston Neville was a fantastic political campaigner for the Dogs 2024 campaign, but you know, Manly, they won them big moments in that game. There was a fantastic try there by Tautau Kula, beating defenders and then just dummy run, speed. Would love to see him as part of the grand final race if Jason Saab is not fully fit, ready to go. Now, Manly will take on the Roosters at Allianz this weekend. That's going to be a big game of football. Lots of experienced players in that side. You've got your Tedescos, you've got your Cherry Evans, your representative sort of player that are going to step up and lead one of these teams to a victory, which is going to be really, really good. As for the Dogs, how did they lose that game? I'm going to say kick pressure. I don't think Crichton, Kikau is a tough one to do, or Connor Tracy were chasing their kicks at all. I thought the kick pressure was awful, and throughout the vlog, you can hear in the background from myself and people around me going, chase, 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 because the Dogs were not chasing. Their kicking game was okay, but they lost that game due to those big moments, and their defense in the last 20 minutes was not the Dogs that we've seen this year. So yes, the Dogs did peak too early, and Manly, it's almost one of those games where you feel like Manly shouldn't have won it, but they got it. Congratulations to Manly. Again, Manly probably need to be better against the Roosters, but because the Roosters are so injured and they only put up 10 points, you know, I feel like the Roosters-Manly game could be closer than the Sharks-Cowboys game right now. I will wait and see what happens with team lists and all that. But yeah, unfortunately for the Dogs and the Knights fans, their season is over. That's it for this NRL Finals Week 1 recap video. I'll try and get my tips out before Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And I'll see you guys later.